Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this video we are gonna cover The Devil's Boy. This is a manhwa that I read recently and I think for the most part you should probably read it. Now this is completed 80 chapters. I'm gonna go over the story. Well, some of the story. I won't go into any spoilers, so you can read it after you watch this video if you want. I'm gonna tell you why you should read it or why you shouldn't read it, depending on how you like stuff, right? So first, let's go over the summary. Jung-ho is bullied to the point of self-harm until one day his prayers are answered by Mephistopheles, the archdevil. Mephisto offers Jung-ho magical powers that would allow him to take revenge on his bullies, and in return asks for his soul. It's an easy choice for him, who thinks nothing can be worse than the living hell that is his life. But what he doesn't know is that there are greater forces at work, and that he is but a pawn in a much larger game played by angels, demons, and exorcists. So first off, the summary already tells you that this story is pretty unhinged. It's gonna transition from like a simple story to a much more cartoonish one by the middle of the story. So I'll explain more on that later. So these are the characters, the main cast for the first few chapters. So Jung-ho, he starts off weak, and even after he gets Mephisto's powers, he's still weak. So if you're thinking that this is an OP main character, well, sure, but not really. He's fucking weak, and he's pathetic. Now, Lee Si-hyun, he's pretty useless in the story, but he does appear and he does get in the way of the main character. And it speaks for itself, right? Alright, so let's go over the manhwa real quick. So first, what I liked, the beginning starts off strong, like really strong, because first off, the story pulls you in with this kind of story that gets you hooked, right? Like angels, demons, stuff like that. So if you're into religion, then you're probably gonna very much like it. Or if you're into like reading books and stuff or history. How they portray the story. So you can only see most of the stuff from like Jung-ho's perspective, right? So some of the characters have pretty realistic stories, but they're not really anything impressive. Just decent, to say the least. How unhinged the story is, because like it's similar to God of High School, where the story starts off very very normal, and then it slowly devolves into something like that involves something else, right? Like it's that kind of story. It's like Dragon Ball Z but on steroids. What I dislike is the ending. Well, because if you read the story, if you aren't good with shit endings, then you probably won't like this one, because the ending is so bullshit. It's like an asshole. It's something that doesn't make sense basically. And they also gutted the middle of the story, I think. How useless the MC is, because apart from the powers, he doesn't really show any growth as a character. He doesn't grow over the 80 chapters. He just uses the power, and then he thinks he's strong and stuff. Semi-consistent plot. Now the plot isn't the greatest thing. The beginning starts off really strong, but like it quickly devolves into something else by like chapter 40 and stuff, which is like after half of the story. So you will probably enjoy it for a while. It had potential to be more. Okay, so first off, let me explain this part really quick. So like, you know how in manhwa they have like these fighting styles and stuff, right? Okay, so at the start of the story there was also something like that the characters used when they fought, you know. So So I was thinking that instead of just the powers that the main character uses, he would also learn to fend for himself instead of just relying on the power, right? But obviously the story didn't go that direction. And I think the author rushed it to end in 80 chapters rather than to flesh out the story more. Because that ending is really bullshit. I don't think that ending is good. Once you do read it, I think it will make sense why I am saying this. But basically, if you don't like shit endings, then this is not for you. And if you don't like stories that become kind of like become kind of convoluted in the middle of the story, then this is also not for you, right? It felt dragged out actually. Because listen, this will be a minor spoiler, okay? In the middle of the story, the main character Jongho, he's able to kill like almost everyone except the main antagonist, right? And I'm sure you know what what that will lead to, right? And it's just bullshit. Okay, so for final rating for this manhwa is 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but it had a very good start, but it just fucking fell off middle of the story. I don't know why, but it did. It felt so dragged out that I was only reading it just to see how the fuckery would end, if that makes sense. It's still good, you know, if you're looking to waste some time, or if you're interested in the summary. The summary is also really interesting, not gonna lie. The story overall that delves into how low Jungho, the main character, can go. My main complaint is basically the ending. It's so bullshit. Right. That's it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you like this video, and if you liked it, you can like, and if you want to see more of these kinds of videos, you can subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and bye bye.